Welcome back. We will be looking at Six Sigma. So, unlike the other methods or other techniques we have looked at, Six Sigma is in fact an American approach. All of the other techniques that we looked at were Japanese, and it was pioneered by a company called Motorola. If you remember, Motorola was a serious contender in mobile phone manufacturing at the time, back in the 1980s, 1990s. Okay, so the idea is simple. It's actually funny because they've just copied what the Japanese did. When you look at the system, it's the aim. So different of the different techniques had different focuses, right? Kaizen had continuous improvement. Target costing had cost reduction. JIT had eliminating inventory. Um, in addition to that, we looked at TQM. TQM had getting things right the first time. So in Six Sigma, the focus is defect elimination or defect minimization. You look at faults in the product and you eliminate or you try to reduce the faults to a very high degree. The aim of the approach is to achieve a reduction in the number of faults, and this reduction is actually given a target. There's a standard target in Six Sigma, um, and that is where the word is actually coming from. This Six Sigma in a normal distribution curve, but we don't really need the science behind it. The target defect rate or the target defects that Six Sigma allows or proposes that one should allow is that errors should be fewer than 3.4 defects for every 1 million units produced. That's the target. 3.4 defects in every 1 million. So for every 10 million units, if you manufacture 10 million units, only 34 should be defective. That's the target. That's what Six Sigma tries to achieve. This is what we call a tolerance level of Six Sigma. So your book actually explains how the Six Sigma aspect is provided. Whatever in a normal distribution curve, this is a very hypothetical scenario. In a normal distribution curve, these two portions at the end, right, that is shaded, that represents 3.4 million, 3.4 defects out of 1 million occurrences. Okay. Now, for us, just knowing that is enough, that there is a target. The other aspect is that there is a process to follow that is standardized. It's called DMAIC. DMAIC. It is the Six Sigma process. Step one is defining the process. You identify your quality problem. Mission and objectives are set, stating what will be done about the quality problem from the customer's perspective. So that's the other element to Six Sigma, that the focus is on the customer's need. Then step number two, measure. So define, measure the existing problems. Preliminary work on how the current process is working, and performance measurement systems are checked for whether they are reliable. Step three is analyze the process. So once you measure the existing problems, you analyze the current process, because in step two you identify the current process and then you analyze it. In step three, you identify the root cause. You may look for additional information you need. Step four, improve the process. So you develop potential solutions, and they should be in line with your mission and objectives and be within the cost constraints. And finally, you control the process. That means on an ongoing basis, you monitor and you keep reviewing, you keep revisiting earlier steps, you keep making changes, you keep trying to improve as well. DMAIC. So in detail, with embedded explanations, the 5 processes or 5 steps are provided for you in the text, which you can look at. How does Six Sigma work? How does it improve quality? It sets tight targets but accepts some failure. The identification of business process improvement is, so process improvement is the key focus with a customer focus. Management decision is driven by data and facts. The proactive involvement of management and effective leadership is critical here, and it is generally provided if it's Six Sigma. You have heard, maybe there is this green belt and blue belt and all that. Six Sigma belts are being offered by the Six Sigma organization. That proves that someone is trained in the Six Sigma process. Involves collaboration across all the necessary stakeholders and increased profile of quality issues and the increased knowledge of quality management because of this process. Step number 3, analyze the existing process. So when you're analyzing, what you're actually trying to do is you're trying to gain intelligence, trying to gain important information about the business processes you have in place in order to improve quality. So you have a few examples that you can try. On that note, I will be looking at lean manufacturing or lean production systems in the next segment. Thank you and good luck.